Hello, welcome to this new episode of my series, my Game Boy collection. We're back on the Game Boy and Game Boy Color today, and with a really great entry on this series. In the previous episodes, we explored how I got my first Game Boy Advance console and a couple of Game Boy Advance games. Now, as I said, I was in my 20s at the time. I just got my Game Boy Advance console and I started playing my older games on it. The fact that it got a larger screen and brighter colors made me revisit all my all-time favorites of my collection. That being said, it is no wonder that I actually started buying new Game Boy games to play on the Game Boy Advance SP. Not only that, but with the rise in popularity of online purchasing at the time, via eBay and such, it made it easier for me to get the games that I always wanted to have. And the first game, and far from last, that I got this way was Super Mario Land 2. Now, to be honest, this game could be introduced a lot earlier on my list. I actually used to play it a lot as a kid, since I traded it with a friend of mine for some of my own cartridges. And for a long time, this was my favorite game. I used to play it all the time and managed to beat it countless times, learning step by step all its secrets. However, it wasn't really part of my collection, but a loan, even though the loan did last several years. The time came when that friend of mine wanted us to trade back and reclaim it, so reluctantly I had to give it back to him. And so this game was not part of my collection for a while until I bought it online. This game is really great and one of the most popular on the Game Boy. Released in 1992, this game is a sequel to Super Mario Land 1 and I think the first appearance of Wario, if I'm not mistaken, and it outshined its predecessor by a vast margin. The gameplay is great and smooth, the graphics really cool, and there are a lot of levels to explore again and again. There are even some hidden levels that took me a lot of playing to discover them all. The game was, and still is, one of the greatest games on Game Boy. There are countless great Mario games on the various Nintendo consoles, and this game ranks definitely on the top tiers. The game is so loved by the Nintendo fans that it also got an unofficial deluxe edition with a Game Boy Color palette, the version I am showing you in this video. In this version you even get to play as Luigi, which, true to Mario lore, can actually jump higher but has worse handling. This is something Nintendo should release back in the day of the Game Boy Color as well, because it really looks great. Super Mario Land 2 is a must-have for any Nintendo enthusiast, and it cannot be absent from any collection. So let's see how our list goes now. There are some changes to be had here, and as you see, the chronological list has been updated, and the rank list has changed, with Super Mario Land 2 on top of the rank of this list. As I said, this was one of my favorite games growing up, and this still holds out to this day. However, this first place will not last for long, so tune in next week to see what game will topple this one. It's fair to say that this game will not drop from the top 10 though as the series progresses. So this is it for now. If you like my video, make sure you subscribe and consider supporting me on Patreon. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this series and my channel in general. Cheers!